Hey, welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. So your Miami Heat, they lost last night, or late yesterday afternoon, to the Atlanta Hawks, 120 to 110. A game Miami almost brought back from the brink. They had a couple of opportunities where they brought it to within one and never could get that bucket to get it over the finish line late. A couple, I think the one that kills you is they have a timeout, just under 4 minutes left. You get a bucket from Bam, brings it to within one, and then he has the opportunity to put him up top, miss. Nico gets the rebound out to Tyler for three, no good. And then, just a killer off-ball foul. DeAndre Hunter goes to the line. You're like, all right, got a chance to bring it back within one, miss from Bam. And then Garrison Matthews goes to the line. You get another chance to kind of keep it alive. Nico has a three, no good. And they give up buckets to Larry Nance. And then Jalen Johnson puts the dagger in it. So the late game execution from Miami on needing that last bucket to get you over the finish line was not there. They fought like hell there in that fourth quarter. But unfortunately, we're not able to get it done. Man, Atlanta was flying all over the place. Jalen Johnson's having himself a hell of a season, and he finished with 28 points in this one, 13 rebounds. They just were fast all over the place. DeAndre Hunter, same thing. There were a few times where it just felt like they were carving Miami up. Trae Young has completely, revamped his thought process this year. This is a game where Trae Young was, 3 of 13, but they didn't feel like an offensive engine that wasn't cooking because, he's out here dishing out 15 assists a game, 51% from the field today, yesterday from the Atlanta Hawks. And, I thought that, they really picked on it a couple times. Hunter really picked on Niko Jovic defensively that gave Miami some trouble. And look, in a games like this, you're looking to where can you get some more production? Where can you find some more stops? I think the interesting thing with this one is Miami almost flipped on styles of games from the one before, where it's like you're in this defensive rock fight with the Orlando Magic, and then you got to kind of ramp yourself up. And it kind of felt like Miami fell into Atlanta's pace a little bit. Like they fell into that, hey, let's run and gun, let's have an easy breezy game. And you got to a point where it's just a little too late. You're getting down to certain positions in the game, and you need to be able to dig in. And I just didn't think Miami, too many second chance points, too many things that are just getting out willy-nilly. The unfortunate thing is for Miami is, Tyler Herro gives you another really strong performance. 28 points today, and he was dropping. In a game where you have Trae Young out there, who obviously has no limit on his range, Tyler Herro was dropping some bomb skis. Another 28 spot for him, nearly a triple-double for Tyler Herro. Story of the season continues. He remains the best player on the Miami Heat. And I think he was probably like, all right, there was a couple things. It's like, one, should they have had the ball in his hands more? They're really trying to force it away from Tyler late. But should that be damned? And you go down with him shooting. He had the one look late that could have put him up after the Bam miss. But you can't say anything about his performance. Tyler was friggin' amazing today. And I think for Bam perspective, you're looking at him and be like, all right, you had these two looks that either could have given you the lead or given Miami in it. There was one time where, there was this one play with Bam, really just it's one of those things that as a you fan, you look at him and you're just like, why don't you do that more? And it was, trying to remember what the exact score was, but I think it brought Miami to within 3. And it was late in the shot clock, and there was no time for him to think, and he just just went and had a huge, just monstrous slam. You're just like, dude, yeah, brought Miami to within 4. It was they were down 102-96, and just had this sick driving. I'm just like, dude, what? But, honestly, and I know probably people don't want to hear this, but it really was my honest feeling watching this afterwards, because Miami falls now to a game over 500. It's tough not to look at a game like this and be like, these are the games where Jimmy fills in the gaps for the team. Like, this is where you need a Jimmy Butler. Like, this is where you need a guy to contain people at the point of attack. You need people to be able to give you some stops and can slow the game down in a game where, Miami got lulled, I think, into this helter-skelter kind of breakneck pace. Jimmy Butler doesn't play those games. Like, Jimmy Butler is going to take the ball and he's going to put the game and dictate the game on his terms. And this is probably one of the games. I haven't thought this many games with him out, because I feel like, Miami either had a chance or, could have done things. I really felt like today was a game where, like, man, would have been a perfect game to have the switch in gears to have Jimmy. And that's the unfortunate thing with this illness, reconditioning thing, where you just kind of just like, hopefully he's back to 100, but hopefully you're not back to 500 when you have the Pelicans come, because you don't want to just throw away a road trip. And Miami struggled on the road as it is. They have not been the team that they were last year, where they were one of the best Eastern Conference teams in the road last year. The weird thing was that Miami really sucked at home, and it's flipped on its head a little bit, where Miami has been able to fix some of their home woes, but they're not. They've been a little bit. It's been a little bit of a struggle on the road for them, and they definitely had their chances in this game. Just Atlanta they just felt a little too athletic for Miami to handle. Like, they were just flying all over the place. Jalen Johnson was a monster. And so, I just watched a game like this, and I'm like, you know what, man? Nobody ever likes to make excuses about it. I get you. You don't want to make excuses about it. But, I mean, how many games in a row are you supposed to sustain without your star, your best player? And I don't care what his age is. I don't care what it is. At a certain point, you have to be like, this, whatever the reconditioning package is to get him right, you're almost, I think, taking liberties with how many games you could hope to sustain without it. And then on the other side of things, the bench wasn't like super effective for Miami in this one. Mentioned Nico, thought he had a tough night tonight. Kalel gave you, some decent minutes, but Spo didn't trust him too much. You could tell after the post game, like, they're trying to win, and they're not letting him out there, with all the protections. People would go, what about all the protections at the rim? It's like, yeah, but you also need people to be able to guard at the point of attack too. Jaime got off to a nice start and then kind of fell off the planet. 0 for 5 today from Jaime. I mean, that does remain a problem for him, is that he can't hit a damn three. We had a couple of games where he got his mojo going a little bit, but that guy's an attacker. That's what he is. He's not a spacer. It's not a strong suit for him. And so that was an unfortunate thing. And Miami's 3-point game, I mean, they really only got it from Duncan and from Tyler tonight. That was it. So, yeah, I think all in all, my thoughts on the Hawks game, just to kind of put a bow on it, wasted Tyler Herro effort. Chance for, some clutch stuff at the end from either Bam or Tyler. And, they got them all the way to the finish line, couldn't get them over the finish line. Tough night for the bench, specifically Jovic, Terry Rozier, and Jaime. Didn't give you enough juice. And the team misses Jimmy. I don't know what to tell you. They do. That was a classic. This team misses their best guy. Now, if they go out there and they finish this road trip off with a big-time win against Houston, who's, having a tremendous season, and they're third in the East, and if you can muster up a strong win against them, all right, hey, road trip, you feel pretty damn good about that. You lost to Atlanta, but if you can finish this road trip 2-3, no matter what, you'll take that every day. And literally twice on Sunday. You can take that today. Well, I guess it's not literally twice on Sunday because it's only going to count for one win, but it'll mean twice as much if you get this win on Sunday. So let's buckle up. We got that coming up today around 6, and we'll see how we feel about it.